Morning. Hey, you guys. It's, geez, what day it is? Monday. It's Monday morning. And I think it's the 11th of May. Zach says, yeah, it's the 11th of May. Hey, you guys. So, I've been reading from this little book. It seems like for a long time, doesn't it? And it's only been 11 days. But I've been reading from this little book called the 24-Hour Day Book, and it's an inspirational book. It's a spiritually based, inspirational book. It points us towards, a spiritual experience, towards. It talks about God, and whenever I speak about God, know that for me it includes whatever your concept of God is. So I'm not here to tell anybody how they should believe or what they should believe in or any concept of God. Oh shit, that's not entirely true. Because my concept of God is infinite. It's huge. Hey, Jason. So I guess but whatever you determine to be God or universal intelligence or power greater than you is your business and not mine. And I just recognize that I finally had to surrender that of my own volition, in my own devices, I had a very limited access to power, of any sort. I have just my own thoughts and my own resources, but my ego, for most of my life, tried to tell me that was enough, that I could master life if I just managed well, if I just learned more. And so the realization came to me of my limited personal resources, and I recognized that somehow I had to access this power greater than myself, and I couldn't access it from a selfish place. I couldn't access it from an idea of wanting to get something. I finally had to just surrender to access it. I had to say, okay, I give up. I wanted to access it for years, but still keep my ego in a way, still keep I still wanted to run the show. I wanted unlimited resources of the universal intelligence and still run the show with my little ego. And universal intelligence says, that's like letting a child, into NASA to fly the space ships. It's just like, from my limited intelligence, not safe for me to have access to that power. And so how the shift that came was with a complete surrender after years and years and years. And so I love working with people whose problems have overtaken them, who are really ready to surrender. And we don't work on the problem side because I can't fix their problems. And because if I try to fix their problems, I'm just matching my limited resources with their limited resources, and it can't happen. But what I can do is help people to rise above, and that's my mission, is to help folks rise above and connect with a source, a infinite intelligence, and love seems to be part of that. Love is a natural state, and so as we think about God, Yesterday I worked some part-time at a treatment center, and I was and one of the young fellows said, "Well, who do you think God is? What do you think is God?" And the guy that I worked with said, "Oh, it can be whatever you say." But I think that telling people who are really in shit, really struggling, that it can be whatever they want, in a sense of it could be a doorknob or a light bulb or is a disservice. I think that we need to pick something. Even sometimes nature. People can go to the woods and connect with spirit or God in nature, but that requires they have to go somewhere to do that. So I often use just love, because if people, if you want to connect with a power greater than you, and you don't have a concept of God, use love. Everybody believes in love. Nobody that I've spoken to says love does not exist. And so use love. Use love as your higher power. If you believe in love, love is certainly a power greater than you, and a power greater than me. And so the question then becomes, what would love do? We start to connect with love. And we're lifted up out of anger, fear, doubt, shame, and guilt, and confusion, into a state of lovingness, which is our natural state. So use love, and it can expand from there. Although that's pretty good. We could just be with, I've seen on the written that God is love. So I'll go with love. So we're going to read from May the 11th. In this little book. It's called the 24-Hour Day Book. Join us. We try to read right around 9 o'clock every morning. And, sometimes we run a little late. Never early. May the 11th. Thought for the day. We can depend, it says, on those members of any group who have gone all out for the program. We can depend on those members of any group who have gone all out for the program. They come to meetings. They work with other alcoholics. We don't have to worry about their slipping. They're loyal members of the group. I'm trying to be a loyal member of the group, but I'm tempted to take a drink. When I'm tempted to take a drink, I tell myself that if I did, I'd be letting down the other members who are the best friends I have. Am I going to let them down if I can help it? No. So it's a simple kind of a reading, a thought for the day, but it's really based in love, this love idea of the members of the group. And I can see the love in there. They work with other alcoholics, it says. They don't have to worry about their slipping. They're loyal members of the group. So many of us belong to a home group in the 12-step world. And Zach has a question.
Did you read that yesterday?
No.
Wasn't yesterday about loyalty?
And yesterday may have been about loyalty. Zach was here yesterday, and I read, yes. Yeah, yesterday was also about loyalty. Okay. Yeah.
Check that out.
Yeah, it was, yeah. So then the meditation of the day. Wherever there is true fellowship and love between people, God's Spirit is always there as the divine third. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, Jesus had said that too. Wherever two or more are gathered in my name, and my name, of course, is love, then there I shall be also. So, and this man is saying, so wherever there is true fellowship and love between people, God's Spirit is also there as a divine third. In all human relationships, the divine spirit is what brings them together. Boy, oh boy, I love that. When a life is changed through the channel of another person, it is God, the divine third, who always makes the change, using the person as a means. The moving behind all spiritual things, all personal relationships between people is God, the divine third, who is always there. No personal relationships can be entirely right without the presence of God's Spirit. So I just see that when we try to be in a relationship, this happens so often, we have an ideal of what it should look like, and often we come into relationships in fear. And when we're in fear, then there's no love, and God is love, and that's exactly what he's saying here. Is love is the magic ingredient, and not a romantic love or chemically based love that our system has endorphins and we get kind of chemically high when we first meet somebody. And then it talks about the power, prayer for the day. I pray that I may be used as a channel by God's Spirit. I pray that I may feel. Pray that I may feel that the divine third is always there to help me. Isn't that great? So, anyway, what I see is that if we get this thing in our lives, if we've found our way to the bottom, whatever our bottom is, and we've decided we have to find some relationship with the God to survive, and that's what it is for many of us in the 12-step world. It isn't like, I'm having a nice day, life is really great, I think I'll go build a relationship with God. No, it comes to many of us because of we've been devastated. We've worked our way to the very bottom of the scrap heap of life, really, using our own resources. Ego doesn't like to hear it, but it's the truth. Our own resources that have driven us to the bottom. And it's not from some outside thing. We have done it. And so when we get there, one of the things that becomes really, really obvious is that we have to help other people. As we climb out of the hole, we have to remember that we're coming back for those that are still there. Hey, Ash, good to see you, buddy. So, yeah, we're coming back for those that are still there. That's the deal. That is the deal. The terms of the deal are that we help others. And as we help others with love, not arrogantly, but we're there guided. That guidance helps things to really happen. It's a miracle sometimes that the benefits that can come from, like from a reading like that, where we're asking God to be involved in all the work we do with or for others. So I'm just grateful I have lots of opportunity to do that and shine the light towards the solution. The solution is a relationship with a higher power. Period. Full stop. Anyway, thanks you guys. Love you. Just, here to share a little bit of the secret. It isn't really a secret. It's just, this is it. So focus on this higher power. Really ask. Last night I spoke for a minute, and yesterday when Zach and I were together yesterday, and I suggested 3 prayers, 3 little prayers. They're just so tiny little prayers and one is, please help me. So the prayer, please help me. It's, sometimes it's a prayer of desperation, but we are in desperate shape, many of us. Please help me. And the other prayer is, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And the third prayer is, show me how I can serve. Show me, guide me and strengthen me. Show me how I can make a difference. And just 3 little prayers that are very simple and help us to lift our lives up through helping others. Okay, you guys, love you so much.